The Matrix. So humanity created AI, the AI got smart, and naturally we went to war with them. Spoiler alert, we lost. Badly. Like it wasn't even close. Humans tried everything, even scorched the sky to cut off the machine's solar power. Didn't work. The machines adapted, and their solution was genius and horrifying. They turned us into batteries. Literally, they put every human into a pod, hooked us up to tubes, and started harvesting our bioelectricity. But here's the thing, you can't just keep a human body alive in a pod. The mind needs stimulation or it dies. So the machines built the Matrix, a completely simulated reality pumped directly into your brain. And it's perfect. You live a normal life, go to work, fall in love, eat steak, completely unaware that none of it is real. Billions of people living fake lives while their bodies are used as fuel. And when someone gets unplugged and sees the real world, most of them break. Because reality is a scorched wasteland with a blackened sky where the last humans hide in underground cities eating gray slop. You're still fighting the machines, except now you know you're losing. So yeah, the Matrix is a lie, but it's a comfortable one. And the real world is the truth, but it's miserable. The machines didn't just defeat us, they made us prefer captivity. They built a prison so good that freedom feels like torture. Fallout. October 23rd, 2077, nukes drop and civilization ends. Sounds like a typical post-apocalypse, right? Except here's what makes Fallout different. 200 years pass, 2 whole centuries to rebuild, to learn, to do better. And what does humanity do? The exact same thing that caused the war in the first place. Like, humanity got a second chance and immediately went back to doing the same stupid crap that started the war in the first place. The wasteland splits into factions, each one worse than the last. You've got the Enclave trying to kill anyone with radiation mutations. The Legion literally crucifying people on the highway like they're cosplaying ancient Rome raiders torturing settlements because they're bored. And Vault-Tec, the company that was supposed to save everyone, they were running sick experiments the whole time. One vault was just a single dude in a crate of puppets. Another one pumped hallucinogens into the air 24/7. One vault was programmed to never open, ever, just to see what would happen. The wasteland proves that nukes didn't destroy us. We're destroying ourselves. 2 centuries after the apocalypse, and we're still fighting over the same resources, still enslaving each other, still repeating history. War never changes, and neither do we. 1984. Big Brother is watching you. Always. And I mean always. George Orwell's 1984 is basically a guide on how to completely destroy a person's soul. In Oceania, there are telescreens everywhere watching your every move. The thought police will arrest you for thinking rebellious thoughts. Not doing rebellious things, just thinking them. And the party constantly rewrites history. Like, did the chocolate ration go up this week or down? Doesn't matter. The party says it went up, so it went up. They rewrite newspapers, burn the old records, and suddenly history is whatever they say it is. And if you remember it differently, you get vaporized. But it gets worse. The party doesn't just want you to obey, they want you to love them while they torture you. Winston, the main character, gets dragged to the Ministry of Love, which is the least loving place imaginable. They break his bones, electrocute him, starve him, and then throw him in room 101. That's where they put you face to face with your worst fear. For Winston, it's rats, and he cracks. Screams for them to torture his girlfriend instead. By the end, Winston doesn't just surrender. He genuinely loves Big Brother. They reached into his brain and rewired him. There's no happy ending, no rebellion, no hope. Just a boot stamping on a human face forever. And Orwell wrote this as a warning, but honestly, it reads more like a manual. The Road. Cormac McCarthy's The Road is the most honest apocalypse story ever written, and that's what makes it unbearable. Something happened, we never find out what, and it killed everything. Not just people, everything. All the plants, all the animals, all the insects dead. Just ash falling from a gray sky onto a corpse of a planet. A father and son are walking south with a shopping cart full of junk trying to reach the coast. They're not looking for a cure or other survivors or some secret bunker. They're just walking because stopping means dying faster. and everyone else left alive has turned cannibal. Because when every other food source on the planet dies, humans become the only thing left on the menu. They find houses with basements full of humans being kept like livestock, slowly carved up for meat. Every person they meet might kill them. The dad carries a gun with 2 bullets, one for his son, one for himself, just in case they get caught. Because getting caught is worse than dying. And the darkest part, there's no twist coming. No scientist working on a solution. No immune kid who can save everyone. The world is over, dead, done. The dad and son are just going through the motions because the alternative is becoming monsters. It's an apocalypse with no hope, no future, and no point. Just survival for survival's sake until you can't anymore. SCP Foundation. The SCP Foundation is a secret organization that locks up things that shouldn't exist, like SCP-173, a statue that'll snap your neck the second you blink, or SCP-096, this thing that looks like a hairless humanoid. And if you see its face even in a photograph, it will hunt you down across continents until it rips you apart. Or SCP-106, an old man who phases through walls, drags you into a pocket dimension, and slowly dissolves you alive for his own amusement. There's thousands of these things, and the Foundation will do literally anything to keep them contained. They use D-Class personnel, which are just death row inmates, as disposable guinea pigs. Need to test if something's deadly? Send in D-Class. They die, you take notes. They authorize procedures so horrific the files are permanently blacked out. They'll sacrifice kids if it contains a threat. End entire timelines if they have to. Because the alternative is reality itself collapsing. And here's the thing, you might be living in the SCP universe right now and you'd never know. Because that's how containment works. You see something impossible, they give you amnesiacs, and you forget. The Foundation isn't evil, they're just doing the math. 100 people die, so 1 million don't. 1,000 die, so 1 billion don't. Cold, calculated, necessary. Because somewhere in their archives is something that can unwrite existence itself. Metro 2033. 2013, nukes drop on Russia and Moscow gets hit hard. The survivors run into the metro, the subway system, thinking they'll wait it out. That was 20 years ago, they're still down there. Tens of thousands of people living in train tunnels and stations because the surface is a radioactive nightmare full of mutants and weird anomalies that'll mess you up. But the metro isn't some heartwarming story of humanity coming together. Nah. People immediately split into factions and started killing each other. You've got fascists, communists, cannibals, and religious cults all fighting over territory in the dark. Stations go to war over mushroom farms because that's the only food source. Kids are born down here, never knowing the warmth of sunlight, never knowing what a tree even looks like. Our main guy, Artyom, is just a survivor caught in the middle. His life gets complicated when a new, unseen enemy emerges. The Dark Ones. Psychic beings. Mutants. Demons. The Metro doesn't care. They're terrified and convinced the Dark Ones are humanity's final, existential threat. They want them all dead. But here's the ultimate suffocating truth. Even if they killed every last Dark One tomorrow, nothing would change. They would still be slaughtering their neighbors over a handful of bullets and a few damp mushrooms. The Metro is not a shelter. It's not a restart. It's a massive delusion. 40,000 people trapped underground, slowly suffocating, clinging to the belief that they are surviving. The world already ended 20 years ago. Everyone down in the Metro is simply taking their time dying. 6 more universes where hope is a joke and survival is just delaying the inevitable. Let me know in the comments which one disturbed you most and why. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.